And, my question though is that as the economy does worse, interest rates get better, but will anybody have a job to be able to get a mortgage? Hey there, everyone. Dave Barlow here with the gang from Sell for 1% with Rich Sircone, Jay DeBom Barlow, and Jay Marinsky Barlow. Our market update this week, it is Thursday, November 16th. We are less than a week away from my birthday, boys. So make sure you're on your best behavior. That's all I want for my birthday is just good behaving boys. I know that's not going to happen. With the market update, let's get to Rich. And what do you see happening out there with mortgage rates?
Well, it seems appropriate, Dave, that you're born on Thanksgiving week. The whole world gave Thanksgiving, I'm sure, when you were brought into the world. Congratulations. Yes, but we have good news for the folks, Dave.
Right.
Rates are continuing to modulate and move down in a progressive manner. We're pushing towards the low sevens where we were at over 8% a couple of weeks ago.
Wow.
So we've had a few things happen. We had the Fed hold rates steady about 2 weeks ago. After that, we had the unemployment numbers come in weaker than expected, which was positive for interest rates. And still then this week on Monday and Tuesday, we had PPI, Producer Price Index, and CPI, Consumer Price Index, which regulate or which monitor inflation. And both of those numbers were lower than expected, showing that prices are not escalating. Inflation is coming down, which also is positive for interest rates. So all those things are helping. And we've seen a big move down in interest rates. We're 7.2, 7.3, that range right now on the average 30-year fixed, a little lower on first-time home buyers. Yeah.
Merry Christmas to everybody. Well, my question though is that as the economy does worse, interest rates get better, but will anybody have a job to be able to get a mortgage?
Well, that's the whole idea behind the soft landing that they talk about, in the markets. In other words, that Jay Powell is trying to land the plane softly, where he brings things down and he brings rates back down, but he doesn't crash everything. So that's the challenge that the Fed has right now, is to keep things on an even keel.
The good news is interest rates are in the low sevens. And as we head towards Thanksgiving next week and then Christmas a month later, maybe we'll get down into the sixes and we'll see something pop loose here as we open up the 2024 home buying season. So that's good news for mortgage rates. Jay, you work mostly with sellers. What are you seeing out there on the listing side?
If you're overpriced and you're out over your skis on price, you're getting punished. Buyers are selective.
Yep.
And that's largely due to rates. I will say I'm seeing the competition / price. I'm not so quick to move price. To me, if we can get traction with showings and we have a lot of different tricks up our sleeve, the only button we press is not a price reduction, that we're able to get our sellers, still near the all-time highs in neighborhoods. Overall, market's up about 3% year to date on close prices, which, with all things considered, to me, it's pretty amazing that we're still, climbing up. That's a more traditional appreciation rate, 3% per year.
Right.
And so the depth of the market has been greatly exaggerated. A good time to be a seller. And traditionally, this time of year is slow. We have 8, 9 buyers for you in the spring. We have 3 or 4 for you right now this time of year. I'm seeing a little push between trying to get closed before Christmas and get in for the holidays.
Yep.
And taking advantage of the rates that have come down a little bit. So buyers that have been on the sideline seem to be coming forward. So listings that are coming on, I've got action. And when I say action, the ones that are coming on, multiple showings, couple had multiple offers last week. So we got a little bit of traction in the marketplace.
All right. Yep. We have tracked that historically. As you mentioned, if you had 8 or 9 buyers in the spring, you might have 3, 4, 5 right now. The market doesn't die. It never dies. It just ebbs and flows. And right now we're in a ebb. But the interesting thing about those 3, 4 buyers right now, if they're out looking, they're very serious. And so, Jaime, what are you seeing with your buyers? Is that track with you guys?
I love house hunting with my buyer clients in the snow. So interest rates are coming down. Interest rates are coming down, and there's 3% interest, but people are slashing prices right now, to kind of meet that and meet where the market's at. So if you envision, stock red and green candles, I think we've had a lot of green candles in home prices. We're starting to see a little red. And as we're seeing that price come down, we're also seeing interest rates come down. So I think bottom of the market here in the short term will be here before the new year. And then when the new year kicks off, as we see typically first 2 weeks, then it starts to go. We head forward into the spring market, and who knows what happens here. But before the new year, I do think that it's a great time to buy, and that the market may be close to bottoming out, but we'll see.
So on the buyer side, one suggestion I would have, we're putting listings on. We're actually, me and Jay on the listing side, I think we're just about as busy, probably busier than we have been this time of the year in years previous. On the buyer side, if you see a house that's been on the market for 30 days, 40 days, there may be an opportunity for you to come in and write an offer for less than the asking price, because that seller in this market most likely has to sell. They're moving out of town. They have a new build going. There's something going on that caused them to sell that property. And so from a buyer standpoint, you may want to think about looking at homes that, again, been on the market for 20, 30, 40 days. There may be a good buy there for you. I know something nice.
If I can cut in on that point, me and Rich are closing one tomorrow that was on the market 40 days. We came in with a contract, I would say decently under asking. Negotiated it, but got it decently under asking, and then remedy and whatnot. And the seller the entire time said, I could rent it. I can rent it. And it's just like, you're going to work with us because you need to sell right now. And this is a good deal for you. So just a note on that as well. Yes. If you see something sit on the market for a while, give me a call. Let's go take a look.
There you go. Our contact information is here on the screen for each of us. Jay works with sellers. He'll also work with buyers. Jaime primarily works with our buyers. And of course, Rich is one of our go-tos on the finance side. I've seen Rich close a deal in 21 days. And so he's been doing this longer than I've been doing real estate. I'm 25 years. You're 26, 27 years, Rich?
I'm getting there, Dave. Yeah. 21 on 26. Yeah.
Yep. So, you got a lot of experience sitting here. If you're thinking about buying or selling, we're your team here at Sell for 1%. Contact information is right here. If you like this information, want to get more of it, please like and subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified as we post new updates, new information, tips, tricks, and things to think about when buying or selling a home. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Good conversation, guys. I appreciate it, and we will talk again next week.
Thank you, Dave.